Hi everyone, a book review today, By the Light of the Moon by Dean Koontz. I've never read anything by this author before, and as far as I'm aware he wrote like horror thrillery stuff, so I wasn't sure. Hubby said I'd enjoy this, he wanted to see what I thought about the way it was written, so I read it, and I have to say I did enjoy it. It's very strange, and it certainly doesn't go in the direction you would expect it to go, particularly given the reputation of this author's stories. So the title is a big mislead, which some might consider a mild spoiler, but if you were thinking it was going to go a certain way, just be aware you're probably wrong. I don't want to tell you too much about the plot because it's one of those stories where I think if you go in knowing the least amount of information possible, you get the best enjoyment out of it. What I really wanted to talk about was the writing style of this story. For those of you that didn't like Strange the Dreamer or Wicked Like Wildfire because you found it was too descriptive, there was too much prose, there was too much information that you didn't think was relevant, you probably won't like this. If you like your writing style that is slightly more filled with details, that is slightly more rambling thoughts occasionally, then you'll like this. Certainly the writing style will either make you like the story or not like the story. That is its defining feature. The plot is kind of secondary to how the story is told. So if you're not getting on with it pretty early on, don't bother finishing it because it continues that very descriptive prose style. I really enjoyed these rambling little trails that we went off on, these over descriptive thought patterns that we had happening. I really enjoyed all that kind of stuff. It really kind of added to the characters and the sense of anticipation, I think is the word I'm looking for. But if you don't like that, then you're not going to like this book. That is the biggest thing I can tell you about this. I will say it has a character in here that is on the autism spectrum. And the way that that character is described and interacts with the other characters is very sensitively done. There's obviously been some research into autism and how different people are affected. And it comes across in the writing of this. If the character is ever put down by another character, someone else will step up and put them in their place and say, no, that's wrong what you're saying. There is nothing wrong with this person, which I kind of liked. I don't read many stories where a character has a disability, and I'm trying to rectify that, but certainly this is the first time I've come across an autistic character in a book, and I thought it was very well done. I have worked with autistic children previously, so I do know that there's such a wide range on the spectrum that no two children are alike, and that's very true in this book. It is discussed a little bit, but it's not there for the sake of being there, and it's not overdone, but it's not underplayed. It's very true, I think, to how a person with autism would interact with others and how those that live with autistic people would interact with them and cope and feel, because there's a lot of emotional stuff going on. So yeah, I did appreciate that. It was very good. But like I say, I can't tell you much about the plot without actually completely and utterly spoiling it. If you like thrillery, supernatural stories with that heavy dose of descriptive prose, then you'll enjoy this story. If you don't like descriptive prose or you don't like very slow plots, then probably don't pick this up. It won't be the book for you. There'll be another Dean Koontz out there that you will like. So that's my review on By the Light of the Moon. Let me know if you've read it. What did you think of it? Down below, leave me your comments, please. And as we are supporting each other more in the BookTube community, today I'd like to point you in the direction of Ben Sanders' page. He's a really cool guy, very laid back in his videos, but the most amazing thing that he does is every week there is a BookTube newbie tag that he does where he lists the BookTube newbies he's found in that week, which I think is really, really kind of him. He did it for me pretty early on when I started, and I really appreciated that kind of exposure out there. So Ben's a really nice guy. He's an author as well, so he does do writing videos. So if you're interested in that kind of side of it, then he does that as well. But please go and check out his channel. I will be leaving links to other booktubers and book bloggers down in the description box as well, so please go and check those guys out as well. Let's support each other and build more links. As always, my social media links are in the description box as well, as is my own book blog. And as always, thank you very much for watching and happy reading. Bye.